Góðan dag og velkomin í gunnhann brasar. Þá er komið að viðtali og þetta er aðeins öðruvísi heldur en ég hef gert áður af því að viðtalið fer fram á ensku. Ég tók viðtal við Jessicu sem vinnur undir heitinu transatlanticchrochet. Ég hafði hugsað mér að texta viðtalið en ég hef ekki haft tíma til þess að setja mig inn í hvernig það er gert. Þannig að ég ákvað bara, þetta verður bara að fara svona á ensku, ótextað. En ég ætla svona að segja aðeins svona helsta, svona áður en viðtalið byrjar. Já, Jessica, hún er 28 ára og er búin að búa hér í 3 ár. Ég er svona að kíkja hérna á blaðið sem að ég skrifaði punktana. Hún heyrði af Íslandi fyrst 16 ára og var forvitin landið og fór aðeins að læra íslensku og svona og svo þegar hún var í háskólanum að þá kom hún hingað í skiptinám í 4 mánuði og fyrir 3 árum að þá fékk hún vinnu hjá CCP og fluttist hingað. Hún talar einhverja íslensku en fannst svona þægilega að við myndum tala saman á ensku. Ég sá hana fyrst á Garnival í fyrra í Hafnarfirði og fékk að taka mynd af búningnum sem hún var í. Hún var í hekluðum búningspilsu og svona vesti og óbáslega fallegt, óbáslega mikil vinna og ég held að það hafi verið það, já, 9 mánuði tók það hana að hekla pilsið. Þannig að við getum ímyndað ykkur að þetta var mikil vinna og hún talaði líka að hún vildi gera þetta nákvæmlega eins og var í myndinni. Hún sem sagt tekur fyrir persónur í Disneymyndum. Hún býr til uppskriftir af því sem hún er að hekla á þessum búningum en bara í fullorðinsstærðum. Henni finnst erfitt að vita svona hvernig krakkarstærðir ættu að vera. Hún tók þátt í Midgard í Reykjavík núna í september. Það var keppni og þetta var fyrsta skipti sem hún tók þátt í svona búningakeppni og hún vann þá keppni. Þannig að hún er að fara til Svíþjóðar núna í júlí fyrir Íslands hönd að keppa þar. Og þetta er sem sagt svona búningakeppni, cosplay, það er það að búa til búninga eftir einhverjum fyrirmyndum úr bíómyndum eða tölvuleikjum eða eitthvað svoleiðis. Svo vindur þetta upp á sig hjá henni. Hún er farin að fara í afmæli og svona ýmsar samkomur í búningum og koma fram þar. En þá notar hún ekki hekluðu búningana, hún er búin að koma sér upp búningum, svona saumuðum búningum sem hún notar á þeim samkomum. Hún var líka á prjónagleðinni núna í júní á Blönduósi og var þar með sýningu og það var í fyrsta skipti sem hún er að sýna verkin sín. Ég tók nokkra myndir af því sem hún var að sýna og læt þær fylgja með hér á eftir. Og ég set hérna fyrir neðan nafnið á Instagram reikningnum hennar. En allavega, hér kemur viðtalið við Jessicu. Góða skemmtun. Jessica, so nice to have you here.
Nice to be here.
Yeah. I saw you first 6 months ago in Garnival in Hafnarfjörður.
Yep.
And you were wearing Mirabelle costume.
Yep.
And I just saw it and can I see it? Can I take a picture? You said, oh sure. And then I saw you again in Blönduós.
Yes.
Prjónafestival.
Yep.
And then I asked you,
Can
I take an interview with you?
That was my first exhibition. So,
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah. So, you're here now.
Yeah.
And let's start talking about crochet.
Absolutely, that's one of my specialist subjects.
Yeah. So you do a lot of crocheting.
Yep, that's basically all I do outside of my jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like me to show some?
Yes.
I did bring the Mirabelle one that I think marked everybody the most, which I think is probably the biggest one I have so far. yeah, this took me like 9 months.
9 months.
Just the skirt.
Just the skirt.
Just the skirt. It's like a circle. And there's applique, there's French knitting, there's felt in some places.
Yeah.
And tassels, and yeah, it's like, I think it weighs about 4 kilos.
Yeah. When I hold it up, it's, pretty heavy.
It's really heavy. I'm actually ripped under here.
Okay.
So yeah, this is what I do.
And Mirabel,
Yeah.
I don't know her.
It's from a Disney movie called Encanto that came out.
Encanto?
Yeah. It came out at the end of 2021, I think.
Okay.
It's about a family in Colombia that all have magical powers except for one girl, and that's Mirabel, and she heals her family through events, but mostly she does a lot of crafts.
Yeah, okay.
So it's really nice to see the representation in a Disney movie, and yeah, so I saw this and I was like, I need to make it.
Okay. So, was it your first?
Oh God, no.
No.
I did not bring my first one today.
No.
My first one was bad. It's
beginner's mistakes in it.
It's not even mistakes. It's that I made it when I was still a student, and so I was very poor, and it was very like theoretical. I didn't know it would work, so I bought some really nasty cheap yarn to make it with, and it's kind of squeaky. Yeah. I really hate wearing it now, but yeah, it was a mermaid outfit. So I made a tail based on like a mermaid tail blanket. You might know they sell patterns for them. It's like a blanket that looks like a mermaid tail for kids. Okay. Somebody asked me to make one for their kid, and so I made it, and I was like, what if I made this clothes? And then I made like a little mermaid outfit. Okay. And that was my first one. Yeah. And the next one was a ball gown.
And the idea came from because you were making a blanket.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, I just had like
you're doing something and then you get more ideas.
Yeah, especially while you're crocheting. Your brain is free to do whatever in the background. Yeah. I'm
gonna put the picture I took of you.
Oh yeah, sure.
In Carnival.
Yeah.
When you have the costume
full
on.
Costume,
yeah. There are a lot of things here.
Yeah, it's as screen accurate as I could make it.
Yeah,
I found like the concept art and I like divided it up into sections so everything would be as accurate as possible. Okay. Because I make these to compete now. Yeah. Yeah. So I
talk about that later on.
We'll get to that later, but I take it very seriously.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So you have another one. Oops.
I do have it. The other one I brought in is the one that I did wear the midguard and the competing one.
Yeah.
So
the midguard was in September.
That month.
Here in Reykjavik. But it's in different places all over the world.
So it's part of. The midguard itself is one thing, but the competition they held there is part of a larger international competition between all the Nordics and a couple of other countries.
Is it computer games?
It's about computer games and films and everything nerdy.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's a very broad spectrum. Yeah. So it's less impressive because I wasn't actually expecting to win, to be perfectly honest. I was like, I'm just going to go and see what it's like because I haven't really competed properly since COVID. So I was like, I'm just going to go see what it's like. If I don't win, I don't win. But I ended up
winning with this costume.
It's in lots of pieces. The skirt is also I like a lot because it has pockets.
Yeah. There are pockets here.
Yeah. So it's Anna from the first Frozen movie. Yeah, that's one of my favourite ones, but I really didn't think I was going to win.
No. So this is Anna from Frozen?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I really love her.
Here's the back.
That's the back. I just really love her costume designs in all the movies, and I must have them. She's definitely my favourite character. There's also a cape and a blouse, but they're much less impressive. But it's very comfy.
Is this part of the costume or?
Yeah, it's all part of it. So you have the blouse, then you have the bodice, and the skirt. I have the boots that go over my real boots. Yeah. And then there's a cape, which I'm not going to get out because it's huge.
Okay.
But yeah.
And you won the competition?
Yeah, I'm going to represent Iceland at the Nordic Cosplay Championships in Sweden next year.
Nordic
Cosplay Championship.
Cosplay, yeah. Cosplay,
that's the art of making the costumes.
Yeah.
They're not usually made of yarn. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Which is also why I didn't expect to win.
No.
Because usually they reward the fact that you use lots of different techniques. Like you use sewing and leather, or like some people make their own chainmail, or do like prosthetics on their faces. Like it can be really like intense.
Yeah.
But I went the other route, and I was trying, instead of using everything, I used one thing to make everything, which is the yarn.
Mm-hmm.
Except the wigs. A lot of people tell me I should make crochet wigs, but I just don't think they look that nice, and it's really boring.
And they will get
It's sweaty.
Sweaty, and they are heavy.
Yeah, they're heavy and
heavier than
the normal
ordinary
one.
wigs.
Yeah. Also, I like having the normal wigs because people won't clock that it's crochet as quickly. They're like, oh, she's just wearing a costume, and then they're like, hang on, there's something wrong with that.
That's no ordinary costume.
Yeah, I really love making people do that.
Yeah. So with every costume, you wear a wig.
Almost
but not
everyone.
with a.
Not with Mirabelle.
No.
I sort of made her because the character looks so much like me. Like some of my friends, when they saw the movie, they called me up and like, Jess, you need to make a cosplay. But otherwise I wear a wig, and I've learned to style wigs, and that's actually helped a lot with this whole princess side business I ended up starting, which is another topic.
Style wigs. What is that? To make them? No.
No, you get the wig, but it's like hair down,
and
you have to put it into the way you want it.
Yeah.
And some of them are very
curl
easy.
it and everything.
Curl it and trim it, and some of them it can be a lot of work. Anna's really easy because it's just braids, but then I also cosplay Ariel from Little Mermaid, and she has this fringe that's like 3-dimensional, and that is a lot of work. Yeah. But
so you get the wigs just straight
and flat and boring,
and then you do your thing.
Yeah, basically.
And congratulations on winning it.
Thank you. I was very surprised.
Yeah.
There's a video somewhere, but they haven't sent it to me yet. As soon as they do, it's going straight on the internet, because I want to see what I did as well. There's a performance aspect, like you also judged on performance.
Okay.
So I had to do this stage, I mimed to a song, but I don't know what I look like.
No.
Might be a bit clownish.
Yeah. And the competition in Sweden will be in a year? Or?
In July next year.
Yeah, okay.
So that's going to be really fun, wearing all that yarn in Sweden in July.
Yeah.
My boyfriend and I are trying to come up with solutions, like maybe like those bodysuits that keep you cool, or maybe I only wear it for the competition and I wear like normal clothes immediately after. Yeah. So
I think that's the best.
Yeah. So I don't do well in heat. I've adapted to Iceland completely.
Yeah. You lived here for how long?
3 years.
3 years.
Since May 2020.
Okay.
Interesting time to move country.
Yeah. With all the lockdown and everything.
Yeah. I was in France before, and basically the day after, we were very intensely locked down. We weren't allowed to leave the house unless we wrote ourselves a permission slip. Okay. It was very odd. But the day that Macron lifted the ban, we flew first from our city to Paris, and from Paris to Sweden, where we had, because there was no flights, and then we had to stay in Sweden for 3 days, and then we got to go to Iceland.
Okay. And you moved here because of a job?
Yes and no. I've been obsessed with Iceland since I was about 16.
Really?
So it's all my dad's fault. He was on some website that was randomly translating a phrase into different languages, and one of these languages was Icelandic.
You talk a little
Sorry, yeah, I do talk really fast. So my dad was on a website where it was randomly translating a sentence into another. And one of these was Icelandic, and I was like, I've never really thought about like Iceland or Iceland having a language. And he's like, bet you can't learn Icelandic. I'm like, I bet you I can. So I started learning Icelandic then. Then I was in school, and everything was French school is really heavy. Then I was doing my master's degree, and as part of this degree I had to do an internship abroad, and I managed to find an internship in Iceland at a place called IIM, which is part of, it's a little business inside Hauer, where they do like artificial intelligence research. That's where I come from, robotics and AI. So I lived here for 4 months doing that, and I did not want to go home at all. I loved it too much. So I went back home, finished my degree. COVID hit, but I got my job at CCP Games like early 2020, and so they moved me over very kindly, and yeah, now I'm here. My boyfriend had no plans, so I met him after the internship, and I was like, it wasn't meant to be serious. I'm like, I'm gonna move to Iceland soon. We've got to keep this casual. We didn't, and he was doing a PhD at the time, but because of COVID, everything got stopped, and so he's like, well, I'm unemployed. You're moving to Iceland. I'll just come with you. And he loves it here too. So. It all worked out really well. And
he's also crocheting.
Yep, I taught him when we started living, and he's made, of course, and he's made his own crochet cosplay. He has a Kristoff cosplay to go with my Anna one. That he made most of. I just did the tricky bits.
But he helped him a bit.
I designed the pieces. Like say, oh, you know, this. I wrote the pattern basically, but then he would actually make it.
So are there patterns for those costumes? Or?
For most of them, yeah. My early stuff, no, because I didn't know how to do that. But like the Anna one and Anna and Mirabelle, there's patterns for everything. And there's a few sizes as well, and yeah, just in case anybody else feels crazy. So that's how crochet has been my side hustle, because I don't like making crochet items to sell to people, except if they're interesting. Like I don't want to make the same thing 20 times. That's so boring. But selling patterns works quite well.
So are you making the patterns?
Yeah, I write the patterns. Sort of I make the thing and I take notes, and then I clean it up.
So it's like that. I misunderstood you. Because I thought you bought a pattern.
No.
So who does a pattern?
Me. I designed everything.
Yeah, you design it and write the pattern down. And then you sell the pattern.
I do get them tested for the most part as well. Just to make sure I didn't do anything silly, but. Yeah, that's
nice.
It's one of the things I like about crochet is you can. I mean, I guess it applies to knitting too. Is with just the numbers you can basically design anything. Once you have a gauge swatch. So that's really nice.
And make it in several sizes and everything.
I mean, scale. I wrote out mostly how to scale up and down. Within like a range. It's just I'm a computer nerd at heart, and it comes down to you're just programming, really.
That's your speciality.
And so writing patterns is just writing computer programs.
And you do it in children's sizes and adult sizes?
No, just adult sizes.
Just adult.
Because mostly I don't know how big children are. I don't have children of my own, and my friends have children, and every time I see them, they go from here to here, and I'm like, how do you make clothes for that? Unfortunately not. But I have helped people in the past adapt some things to kid sizes, but it's not something I offer just because kids come in so many sizes.
4-year-olds are not the same size everywhere.
As well. So when I was in Iceland the first time, one of my colleagues had a baby, and so I made him some baby clothes in the like American size newborn. And he's like, oh, it was very kind of you, but my baby was like way too big for that. And so my first thought was, poor mother. And the second thought was, Icelandic babies are just weirdly big. Okay, point taken. Which, definitely knocked my confidence for making things for children.
And do you sell a lot of patterns?
Enough.
I
mean, I probably get like maybe 2 or 3 a week. I have a few patterns that are like really popular ones. Mostly a strawberry hat and a strawberry dress. Those are the ones I have sold so many of. I think they're kind of, although the strawberry hat was made as a cosplay, you could also just wear it as something cute. Like it adapts well to just being cute, and I think that's why those sell better. Whereas these ones are kind of specific.
And like the sweater or cardigan, it's called. You can wear it anytime. It doesn't have to be in
it doesn't. I do try to sell it that way, but I don't think a lot of people see the benefit of it. I might work on my marketing as well. That's very possible.
And talk about marketing. that's kind of hard, isn't it?
It's very hard.
Yeah.
Yes.
And do you sell it through your Instagram or?
So a lot. Most of it's just Etsy and
Etsy, yeah.
Yeah, I know it doesn't usually work in Iceland, but I cheated the system by creating my account back when I was in France still, and so it hasn't caught up to me yet. So most of it comes from there kind of organically, and then I think the other place it comes from is TikTok.
Yeah.
Because yeah.
So in the media you are on Instagram,
Yeah.
on TikTok,
Yeah, Facebook. Yeah, and then like Ravelry, Ribbler.
Yeah, yeah.
The knitting places.
For your patterns. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's quite enough. It's already too much to keep track of.
Yeah.
I tried Twitter, but it never really stuck. I don't have the right, I don't know. I don't have the idea to just sort of type everything I say.
No.
I don't have that.
No.
So it didn't really work.
You don't type
I don't
fast enough.
No. Yeah, I talk too much. My brain's going too fast. Yeah. The rest can't keep up.
Yeah. No, because when I met you and and thought about you, I've been seeing you on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm not on TikTok. I didn't realize that you made the patterns and
I designed it all.
yeah.
Yeah. Occasionally I'll cave in and use an existing pattern for something simple like a sweater or something. But anything that's slightly specific, I make.
And there's one thing you. Do parties or something?
So that's a side business that started because so my friends have kids and they know I do this whole making costumes, and back in the autumn of 2021 all my friends' kids had birthdays, and they were like, can you just pretend to be Anna for an hour, like we'll pay you and give you cake, and it happened so much. I was like, okay, maybe there's a real business doing this already in Iceland, and I could not find one. And so I decided that it must be me. Yeah. I will start that business. Yeah. So I don't use the crochet costumes because they're not washable and they're my babies. Yeah. So I bought like. Because
when you go to the children's party,
the kids are covered in
always,
mud
and with cake in their hands.
Yeah. I don't want them. So I bought real costumes.
Okay.
And so I do like birthday parties, but mostly like big events like Christmas markets or 17th of June, Sjómannadeginum, and going to libraries and reading stories to the kids, which it's been, honestly, it's so much fun. It's like my second job. And this year we grew a bit, and I've actually been able to hire a couple of people. Okay. So the first was a friend of ours, because and then the second one was a girl who speaks Polish and Ukrainian, so we can do multilingual story times in libraries, and that's been working pretty well too, actually. And it's really nice.
That is super.
Yeah, I really want our thing to be very welcoming to like all the kids, because like everyone in it, apart from our Spider-Man performer, is foreign. So we're really trying to make an effort to bring it to foreign children. So there's actually this cosplay that's responsible for that whole party princess thing. It keeps changing my life every year. Like first I started business, then I'm going to contests.
And that's how life goes.
Yeah, I'm just going with the flow.
Yeah. One asked you to come to the birthday party of his child.
It was three people.
And now you have
now I have a business, and I just really love doing that job. I have no plans to have my own children, so it's nice to just sort of borrow people's kids for an hour, get them super hyper, and then give them back to the parents. I have a top part of Mirabelle, which I designed as well, if you like. But,
on Mirabelle.
Yeah, it's the top part, which is less impressive, but the colour work was work. It was a lot of work.
Yeah. Always.
Yeah.
Butterflies.
They're meant to be so in the movie they're much smaller, but I refused to use a crochet hook smaller than like 3 millimeters. So that wasn't happening. So I adapted it. Yeah. That's less heavy, but. Yeah.
You must be tired after wearing this. Yeah. Because it's so heavy.
It's very heavy, yeah. It's not my heaviest one though. I didn't bring it today partly because I have the ball gown that I made. That's like 5 kilos altogether, and it's really awkward and big.
Maybe you can send me some pictures.
I can absolutely send you pictures.
So I can just
illustrate. Yeah. Yeah, the ball gown's a beast, but that was my second one. So I made the first one, which was the mermaid, and I was like, this is a possible thing that can be done.
Okay.
And then I was with my ex-boyfriend at the time, and I was like, I wonder if I could make a ball gown. I really love Frozen. I was watching it, and I was like, I wonder if I could make that dress. And he was like, nah, no way, that's impossible. So I'm like, screw you, dude. And I made it.
I'll show you.
It took longer than our relationship lasted after that point, but that's not important. Important thing is I won. And yeah, I'm mostly driven by spite. And like, I want to prove people wrong constantly.
Yeah.
So that's how I ended up here. I guess I also made this, but it was it's a way to use up leftovers. This is the same.
Yeah, using the leftovers. Yes.
Yeah,
that's really nice.
I did write the pattern for this too, but
did you?
It's just a raglan sweater. It's not very hard, but
crochet raglan.
Yeah.
You do it in the round.
Yeah.
Sleeves, body, and you.
I think this one was top down.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but
But. All
in
the
round.
Yeah.
I think you can see the join at the back. Maybe.
Yeah.
Should I do it for the camera? There's a join at the back.
There's a join here.
But I have we have a storage room, and it's just half yarn and half princess crap.
Yeah.
Like toys and things. I own so many toys for a 28-year-old woman.
No, because it's interesting to see.
Yeah.
Something new or.
I'm surprised how many people didn't know about Midgard, because I mean I am a nerd, and so when I first moved to Iceland, like one of the first things I googled was like cosplay events in Iceland, and that was the only thing. It's
in real from Nexus or
from by Nexus and some other groups. But yeah, so when I moved here, it was like one of the first things I googled. So I just keep casually, Midgard, and everyone's like, what's Midgard? And
But role play, that's another thing.
That's another thing. That's closer to what we do in our business, where we do genuinely pretend to be the princesses. Just this weekend, I totally convinced a little girl that I was Ariel, and I did really used to be a mermaid. And that was so cute.
And she bought it.
Yeah, she was like, wait, I thought you were playing pretend. I was like, no, I used to be a mermaid. She's like, oh my god. It was so sweet. Yeah. I know we're technically gaslighting children, but it is adorable.
Yeah.
It's no worse than what Disney does at Disneyland anyway. So.
You're not doing classes?
No.
You were talking about your boyfriend is?
My boyfriend we need to arrange properly with the library, but Hackney Theatre Library has informally invited him to teach crochet classes. Yeah. Where I would also be there to help people fix their mistakes, because I can't teach, I can only fix. Yeah. But he can teach. He actually we met when we were in uni, and he was ahead of me because he was doing his PhD, and the PhD students would often come and teach. He didn't teach me; he wasn't my teacher. No. But he would teach some of the other classes. So he really thrives in that. So it works really well. Yeah.
Are there just simple crocheting, not?
Yeah, no, just the basics. Teach them how to make a granny square or something like that. I don't teach the whole cosplay thing. No. Not as a class anyway. No. I did try to write an ebook called Pattern Like a Princess, which sort of breaks down the process of making a pattern, so the gauge swatch, the measurements, how you increase and decrease and that sort of stuff, which I probably should try to rekindle a bit. It did, I think it helped a lot of people, but I could do better. So now I've got some time off, I can actually dedicate some more energy to this.
You're starting a new job in January, so
I've got 3 months.
3 months,
chilling, crocheting, lots of crochet. And my current challenge, so for Halloween, I was like, hey, my 2 girlfriends, wouldn't it be fun if we all went as Barbie? And I made 3 costumes. Okay. So I'm working on that at the moment, which is not going as fast.
In pink?
Or very pink. Yeah. So one of my friends is going to be Cowgirl Barbie. The other one is going to be Weird Barbie. Okay. So one's all messed up with the and I'm going to be Barbie with the gingham pink dress. I have about half of each costume so far. But I need to get cracking on that.
You got 1 month.
No. I died 25 days. Yeah. It's fine.
You'll make it.
I'll make it. Last year for the same friend and her boyfriend, I made them 2 cosplays in 2 weeks because I forgot that I was going to make them costumes. Okay. And it was mid-October, hey, weren't we going to do this group thing, and I'm like, oh yeah, hang on. So we had the whole Scooby-Doo cast, because I already had Daphne and I'd already made Fred for my boyfriend, and they were Shaggy and Velma, and I have a life-size Scooby-Doo as well.
Okay.
He sits up on a shelf. He's very menacing. I love making like these huge soft toys, but the problem is my apartment is not that big. So
did you make the Scooby?
Yeah. So I only made one in a normal size, and what I did was I bought bigger yarn.
Normal as in
like this big. And then I bought like the velour yarn and used the bigger hook, and he's like this big. I mean, he sat down, but he's like this big.
Yeah.
Need a bigger apartment.
For all your yarn and costumes.
Yeah. My poor boyfriend, he has like his one desk with his stuff and everything else is just yarn.
Yeah. Well, he does
some of the yarn is his. So yeah, it's only fair. Oh God, we were making baby blankets for a friend of ours who just had a baby, and she came to visit yesterday, and he hadn't finished it. I mean, his blanket wasn't technically finished, but he's like, it's okay, I can stop here, it's fine, it's a good size. And so as she was coming through the door, I was weaving in the ends, because he refuses to weave in his ends.
Okay.
I was just like trying to pretend that I wasn't still working on it while she was chatting. Very different approaches. His Christoph cosplay took him like 3 years to make, because he was just like, I'm bored of it now. Christoph.
Yeah.
His cosplay, he started it not long after we started dating.
Okay.
And we've been together nearly 5 years, and he only finished it like last January this year. So with a long break in the middle.
So thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
We covered it all, and you sent me pictures.
Of course, yes.
And we can show some more costumes.
Yep. Yeah, plenty more where that came from.
Yeah. And I will put a link on your Instagram.
Yep.
What is it called?
Okay.
Page?
Yeah. Profile? Yeah.
So people can also follow you there.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And see all your future
ongoing
costumes.
Future,
Because this is something that I've never seen before.
It's a very niche community.
Yeah.
I honestly, when I started, I thought I was like the only person to have that idea. It wasn't until like I got onto Instagram and started looking up stuff. There's actually a little community, but there's still not that many of us.
Who are crocheting
cosplayers.
Yeah, okay.
No, almost all of them are in America, or at least American continent. I've been trying to find some more Europeans, but I can't. If they're out there, I'd love to meet them. It's actually, so I'm friends with a lot of them now because it's been a few years, and with another one we are trying to make a list of like all of the yarn cosplayers, because some of them knit as well. So trying to make a list of everybody, so it'd be easier to find.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's been so nice to chat and learn about their costumes and cosplay.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
It's been fun.